we're back. Here in another special zone.
Gonna get the third Chaos Emerald. Hopefully I don't mess this up. This one is just a giant arena style. It's just a giant box. There's no path. There's no linear path to travel. You don't need to travel to it.
See, I don't remember this as well. Am I thinking of
look at those birds turning to blocks and then fish. That's a bit.
It's very psychedelic.
Yeah.
Am I thinking of Sonic and Knuckles, which is where you have to get little blobs? Like you can only run in one direction, and you can run and turn and jump, and you have to turn them all different colours. Is that Sonic and Knuckles?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Because the special stages, I believe, change every time.
Yeah.
They're more consistent between 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Because that's actually. It was meant to be the same. It was meant to be one game.
Yeah. To be honest, I have such a hard time, like, distinguishing the Sonic games sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was expecting Chemical Plant Zone there, which is 2.
Yeah. I actually have found this quite difficult.
Yeah, I mean, good God, I'm getting nauseous just watching you. Getting vertigo.
And see, it's weird because it says goal, but you don't want to hit those flashing goals. That's not what you want.
Not very intuitive, I must say.
Yeah. But it's like, well, where am I meant to go? Maybe it's because it is trying to trick you. It's like, no, this is where you want to go, and you're like, well, why did I do that stage? And then you go, oh, there's actually an emerald in there.
I don't know if it's that. It's probably just a bad translation.
There's a few other bad translations in this game which I'm gonna bring up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Not like it's not like there's a swear word or anything, but it's like something that you go, okay. What?
Do you know what's really interesting is that, like, literally every set piece or like
we're gonna get it. Rub-a-dub-dub. Let's get it.
Like every background detail and set piece in this game is reused. Like those little those round red things with a star in them. They're like the bumpers in the other games.
Yes,
And like those little diamonds that you were bashing, they appear in like the casino levels. Is that right?
They are used in backgrounds.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know if they're just exploiting it for like nostalgia, but it's really interesting that like nothing in this game goes to waste. Like it's referenced in all the other ones.
Jumping flyer blobs. They are actually very sneaky. They're
not timed
because they're not timed.
Just come around.
They actually wait for you to jump.
Jeez.
And also, because you don't know, is there going to be a flyer blob in this one or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's also lava pouring down. Yeah. So it's like this, the difficulty curve is definitely, it's not too high, but they've got enemies sneaking out of blocks. You got lava. You got to take your time in a few platform sections.
I think I actually read somewhere. I'm going to see if I can find it. But I read somewhere that the order of levels was originally different.
Yeah.
But they swapped it right.
Well, I will get to that when it comes to it.
All right. Okay. If you know the difference, then I'll say it. But I'm sure. Yeah. I remember reading that. I remember reading as well that Sonic was actually designed in like a contest within Sega. So they had basically like every. I know people like one of the criticisms that people have with modern Sonic is, oh, they're making like too many new characters. Which isn't true. When they were trying to design a mascot, they basically came up with so many characters that they liked. But Sonic was the best. But
oh, that was bad.
they came up with so many like ideas for characters that they just reused them. So Tails was a design in the contest, and
but it wasn't used until number 2.
It wasn't used until 2. I think people like Knuckles and what's the gang with like Charmy B and
Charmy B, Vector.
Vector was definitely like one of the early designs as well. So they had a whole host of characters that people like moan about for.
Here's another secret which we're gonna get. It takes a bit of time, but you can jump. You can go through here.
Oh, look at that.
Get 20 more lives, 20 more rings and another life.
20 more lives. Jesus Christ.
How many lives do you
I was like, what is this? Sonic and Knuckles?
I would say this is the best Sonic the Hedgehog game. Everyone will disagree and say 2 is the best. And then I would
Watch
say
that dislike bar go up.
And then I would say Sonic and Knuckles is my second favourite.
Alright.
I would say Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is my least favourite, and I think that's when, I don't know, things just became very samey, a bit sloppy, and I didn't like the music as much. I don't know, just never had a good feeling. Maybe I didn't have a good experience. Maybe I was ill when I played that game, so I have a bad memory. but Sonic and Knuckles is my second favorite.
Do you know what's interesting? Like, I think the thing, like, I think you were talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog fan base, right? And
Yes.
it's one of the worst in the world. But like, I think the reason that is because it is one of the most nostalgic series ever.
Yeah.
But I think it is nostalgic because, like, I think like the Nintendo franchises have a kind of timelessness about them, and although like Nintendo's been outsold loads since like the 80s, like they've had lots of good periods. Do you know what I mean? But with Sega, they did have like 5 like golden years
Yes.
where they just had success after success.
Yeah.
And then it all went to pot.
I think from 1991 to 1996 it was a
Yeah.
great run.
But honestly, like that's 5 years where pretty much every. I mean, I know
That is like
yeah,
how
but
many generations? Like how many consoles? Like after that, because they made the Sega CD system.
yeah.
And then there was all these add-ons, and it just didn't work.
But like Nintendo did loads of stuff like that as well. Like Nintendo did the Virtual Boy, which was a disaster.
they didn't even get 100 rings.
Oh, look at that. Oh Christ.
Walking on lava.
Careful,
baby.
mate.
I'm walking on lava.
Oh. But yeah, like it's like I mean, I know you don't like Sonic 3, but by any measure, like, you know, 5 years where you don't have a single dud is a phenomenal success rate.
Totally.
By any margin.
Oh, almost mucked that up.
So it's like, yeah, it's no wonder that people.
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 had the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge had this open top, like it was a bin,
Right.
a bin top, and basically you could insert Sonic the Hedgehog 3 onto it. It was a lock-on system. You could attach Sonic the Hedgehog 3 or Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and you could play as Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, or you could play Sonic the Hedgehog 3 leads into Sonic and Knuckles.
Alright, okay.
Think of Sonic and Knuckles being Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Part 2.
Right, okay.
So it's a huge story. But the difficulty spike, basically it gets hard and then you're at level 1 of Sonic and Knuckles, so it's easy again, and then it gets harder. So yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we need to follow the path of the rings. Also, I think if you get 50 rings in this, you get that noise, which means to continue.
Alright, nice one.
So if I run out of lives, which will hopefully not happen, I will get
You get at least
another.
one continue.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Oh, come on. Yeah.
You gotta rub yourself against those jewels and you disappear. That's 4 out of 6. We're doing very good right now.
That's how Sonic picks up his women. There he is.
You like money, you like jewels, you like nice things, you want a nice car, eh?
Hey, baby.
Hey, Amy.
I'll buy you the life of the night.
Marvel Zone Act 3, doing pretty good.
So how many zones are there?
There are 6 zones.
Only 6?
Yes,
Wow.
But there are 3,
There are 3 levels,
3
yeah.
acts for each one.
And how many zones are there in subsequent titles?
Oh,
Is it different for each one?
I'm constantly. I think there's 6 in Sonic Hedgehog 3 and 6 in Sonic and Knuckles. But there's a few cutscenes in Sonic and Knuckles,
Oh, right, okay.
and well, like just story happens.
Right, okay. Yeah, I remember actually Sonic and Knuckles has cutscenes.
And my
There's a bit at the start where like Knuckles destroys a bridge or something, isn't there?
yeah.
I remember that being quite a big moment. It's like, wow, story.
We want to go this way. There's a shield. Yeah.
I think like I quite recently was playing. Cause you lent me your copy of
Sonic Generations.
Sonic Generations, yeah, and I was just kind of struck by how immediately likable classic Sonic is.
Yeah.
By comparison to modern Sonic, like his design.
I don't think he needs a voice.
No, he doesn't need a voice at all.
In
Like,
fact, see if you look at his stance around, he looks a bit, excuse me, pissed.
yeah,
You
he
know what
looks
I mean?
a bit hacked off. Yeah.
But he looks cruel.
I mean, he taps his shoes, doesn't he? If you
Yeah.
stand still too long, he's like, yeah, move on.
I
come
believe
on."
in Sonic CD, if you don't touch the controllers for several minutes, he just walks off screen.
Really?
And you get a game over.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
And-
He's a
and
bit like Quicksilver, isn't he?
yeah.
From
So he's got an attitude,
X-Men.
Sonic. And it's kind of like, it's like when when someone says, oh, I'm awesome, it's like, no, when you say you're awesome, you're not awesome. When you say
Exactly.
you're cool, you can't say you've got respect, it's something you need to earn.
Yeah, definitely. I was just struck by.
Here's a huge secret. Not the life, but watch how much level I'm going to jump.
Right. Whoa! Bloody Nora. Look at that, man. God's sake.
Yeah.
Is your head just a catalogue of secrets for this game? Honestly.
I'm fairly certain I know most of the secrets in this game, but I feel like this game doesn't get abused because there's that many secrets. I feel like, for example, Crash Bandicoot 2, I can go through that game. I could not go through that game without using secrets.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many, and yeah.
It's the same with me in Mario World. Like, there's so many secrets in that, I can't actually. I know the secrets better than I know like
how to do it
straightforward path.
You wouldn't know how to do it normally.
No, I tried to recently and I couldn't.
Here's Dr. Robotnik. Now, can I say something? You might laugh at this, but
right.
When I first met Dr. Robotnik in Green Hill Zone, obviously this has been my first game, I didn't know how to beat him.
Right.
Because
okay.
Because I believe he has 8 hits, and 8 hits is quite a lot.
So did you think you were just doing the wrong thing?
And I actually, my friend who lent me this game in the Sega Mega Drive, because he gave it to me, I think that was my Christmas present.
Right.
I called him up, his name is Leiden. I said, Leiden, how do you beat Dr. Robotnik? He said, you need to hit him 8 times.
Oh, right.
But honestly, because I never played a game before, this is the first time I've seen a boss, didn't know there were bosses.
What, so did you just think like you hit him once and he'd fall out of his little thing and that'd be it?
Well, because I believe I just kept dying before I could kill him. This is probably the closest thing you get to Casino Zone.
Yeah, that's right, because Casino isn't until 2, is it?
Now this was where, after Robotnik, I could never get past this zone. The boss of this zone was too tough. Oh yeah. Now, below me, it says the word cope.
Right.
And
Okay.
And you see it maybe once or twice more in this level, and that's it. There's no.
That's really weird.
Cope with what? Cope with this level?
I'm gonna have to look up why that is. There must be a reason for that.
But there's a few other letters it will say. Hopefully, if I take the high route, you'll be able to see it.
Right. Okay.
This is where Marble Zone is very linear.
Right.
But
oh
yeah, it's like a
what's
Sonic.
this guy?
Like a Sonic imitation.
It's a fake Sonic. Yeah. That's cool. See, I don't think I've ever seen this level before.
So we're taking the high route, so we're doing pretty well right now.
It's very weird. Like I was saying earlier, there's not like traditional. It's not like, oh, it's an ice world, oh, it's a fire world. It's like, so we had the sort of grassy start one.
So you want to go up on CPU. So you got an enemy coming up.
Oh right, okay.
But I believe he's down there. So yeah, that was quite cool. That
that's interesting. But yeah, like how would you even describe this level? It's like a sort of.
Well, there's buildings in the back, so it's quite kind of industrial.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like they look a bit knackered. It's almost like, I don't know, post-apocalyptic.
And these are new. By the way, the enemies are called Badniks.
Badniks, yeah.
They've all got names, and I never looked at the manual because I mean, when you got a great game like this, you don't need a manual, do you?
Especially not when you're kids. You're not gonna be reading manuals at that age. But
I'm gonna have to collect rings because I would like to get the other 2 Chaos Emeralds, because the levels will get harder and it'll become more of a challenge to collect more rings.
Right. Okay.
So we need to do it now.
Well, we've got 4, so we just need 2 more.
Yeah. You can only see if I entered the special zone, but then didn't get the emerald.
What about the?
If the fact I didn't get the ring there, it's fine. But if I went into the special zone and lost it, I would have to skip that emerald.